Packers in Brazil in 11 days. And by getting ready, I mean actually not getting ready at all. No starters played in the preseason. Here's Sirianni on that decision.
We felt like the work that we got in the joint practice versus the Patriots, the inter squad that we had at the stadium prior to our first preseason games, and then the two inter squads scrimmages that we had, was our work for the ones. I'm comfortable where we are and looking forward to some more good practices.
Okay, first of all, what? Second of all, he might have a point. Last 2 years, the guy starts strong, but then it's a supernatural funk.
They haven't ever.
No, the last 2 years they have not. Okay.
Yeah. So, Brew, do you agree with this decision, and do you think this is going to cure the
And they didn't get a supernatural funk 2 years ago.
First of all, I don't. When it comes to the preseason, I don't think there's a right decision. I don't think, like, some teams will play guys a lot, they're starters, and they have a good year or they have a bad year. Other teams don't play, as you just saw. They haven't played guys in the preseason, and they're 13-0 to start the seasons. All right?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sit here. This is not a bad decision. And there's a lot of things to criticize Nick Sirianni about, and we'll get to some of that later. The dude has been successful. I mean, he took a team that had won, 4 games a year before he got there. He developed Jalen Hurts from a guy that most people didn't think could start in the NFL to an MVP candidate. They've been in the playoffs the last 3 years, including a Super Bowl. Like, again, there's a lot to criticize him about, but you can't act like he doesn't have any clue as to what he's doing. So I got no problem with this. And I think what they have been right about is this basically the entire offseason. What an offseason.
What?
They signed Saquon Barkley.
For more money than even you were comfortable with.
$13 million.
We did a show that day, and you said that's a little higher than I would have gone.
No, a little higher, but that's nothing.
Okay, but then what?
It's a lot for a running back. It's nothing in the grand scheme of things. The receivers got taken care of. They're happy.
They were already
added defense. No, but they extended them to make them happy.
Yeah.
And they added defensive players that they needed.
Okay.
You don't like it?
So, no,
I get it from Nick,
hold
but
on.
you're side-eyeing me?
I want to make this clear.
God.
Not that I had.
The supernatural funk is gone.
Okay, not that I had much left.
Gone.
But I'm selling any remaining Eagles stock.
All of it.
Predictions week starts
because they're not playing guys in the preseason.
Because of everything, man.
Weird.
Because
they did it the last 2 years.
Yes, and you know what?
Started 8-0 and 5-0.
You know what they didn't have in the last 2 years?
A new center?
3,000-word opus where the kicker is, I think they don't hate each other about that coach and the quarterback.
How many of those stories did we read about the Patriots before they won their last Super Bowl together?
Huh?
A lot.
No, I don't.
A
first
lot.
of all,
And I'm not predicting them to win the Super Bowl again.
I don't know that we read a lot of those. Second of all,
Tom Brady and Belichick being at each other's throats. We didn't read a lot of that.
No, that's true. I know.
It's
I
all
see
over the place.
I thought that was mostly in Brady's final year. Yes, but that was. I also had 5 and then 6 Super Bowls to lean back on as far as the history together. Predictions week starts in 42 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it, but I will spoil some of it.
Oh.
I think this team's missing the playoffs.
Oh, God.
I don't forget winning the division. Let's talk about the offseason for a moment, Brew. They lose. They have the single biggest loss of any team in the league. They lose the greatest player in the history of his position. Stop it?
Yeah, stop. Their offensive line is going to struggle.
I think it will be markedly worse.
So that means going from number 1 to
number 8.
Oh, okay. We'll handle number 8.
Okay.
I don't even think they'll fall that far. But if they're number 8,
well, I actually don't know that that's true.
Saquon Barkley's been running behind the 28th best offensive line in the league.
So they have of every team in the league, I think they had the single biggest individual loss. The only thing that's close is Aaron Donald. He was the best player on their offense, the guy who called out all the protections, the guy who unlocked the tush-push, which was their most valuable play, and the leader of the team. Their big offseason acquisition is overpaying for a running back and 2 coordinators who in their most recent stops failed. It one and done. Vic Fangio, team revolt, Kellen Moore, all of a sudden the Chargers stink. Like, they at least were fine before, but that's weird. Their big offseason offseason defensive additions that Brew likes so much, that I like as well long term, are rookies in the secondary. And those guys, that is notoriously difficult. Sauce Gardner did it, other guys have done it, but it is hard to have an instant impact in the secondary. And so they have a bad defense. Last year, all year, a bad defense. A very weird coaching dynamic and uncertainty at the quarterback position. And this is how...
Uncertainty?
Yeah, I am uncertain how good Jalen Hurts is. I think you are too.
No, I'm not. In fact, this year, I'll save it.
Okay.
Yeah, don't spoil it. Guys,
I'll save it.
told you.
Okay.
It's like Christmas morning. You guys open your presents. Predictions week.
Well, sometimes
I'm
you're allowed
shocked.
to open a
They're
couple
not
things.
even going to make the playoffs?
NFC is better than people think.
I got a peek at predictions.
Okay. You're going to regret that one.
That's pretty good. Okay.
You're going to regret that one.
All right. We're going to move on.
Yeah.
To Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, we're going to go to break.
Oh, we're not talking about Sirianni
No,
and his
we don't have time.
disposition?
We're saving that
that's
one.
What are we?